Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to talk about sets and mappings data type. So let's see the first sets data type. Sets data type can be divided into two. There are two sub data types in it. The first one is set data type and frozen set data type. There is no much difference. So just a small difference that we'll see in the next slides. So set data type. So like we know about list data type, right? Where you can store the elements in square brackets 1, 2 or any strings or etc. in square brackets. But set data type are stored in curly braces. So if you see here, we are using curly braces, right? And they are separated by commas. The thing about sets is it may not maintain the order of data entered. So in this case, when I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 53, 232, it printed same as it is. But there may be a time or there may be a chance that it can be even be printed in like 2, 1 or unordered. So that's all about the main factors. It may not maintain the order and it does not store duplicate characters. So that we'll see in the next I'll show you the live example in the next. So in the sometimes if you store 1, 2, 3, 4, 53, 2 and another 2, another 3, these 2 and 3 will be skipped, means they won't be stored. Only um, you know unique elements can be stored in set data type. So the main use of set data type is to store unique elements. Okay, now let's go to the next set function. So the set function is an inbuilt function where it converts whatever data type is given inside into set data type. So in this case, I have written hello space subspace yes. So if I print it out saying, so what happens in this statement is this string gets converted to set. So what happens in set, what are the facts or what are the rules of set data type? It is entered in curly braces, but we don't have to do that. It doesn't maintain the order and does not contain duplicate elements. So that's what is happening here right now. So if you see here, two L's are there, but if you after printing out we can see only one L, and I have put two spaces, but space also only one space is there, like stored in the variable ch, which is a set data type. Which is ch is a set data type. What the statement is doing is this string data type is to it's converted into set data type. All right. So in the next example, we'll see how to convert. Here in this example, we saw string to str to set data type, right? In the next example, we'll see how to convert list to set. So here we have a list in square brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, and I have a variable s which is converting this list data type into set data type, and now s has the values of list, but it is converted to set data type. And what happens set data type? These duplicates elements won't be stored. So when you print lst, that is list this variable, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. But once you print s, these are the values that are stored in s. Only unique elements will be stored in set. Now, so because set does not maintain the order, we cannot use indexing. So for in this example, like here I'm having an example where the list is of lst is of list data type, and I'm storing 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4, 4, 4, and this s is a variable which is converting this list to set data type, and I'm printing lst. So when I print, what happens? Same thing is printing as the same as list, and in 1, 2, 3, 4 is print by print s. So print s is printing this variable which has converted this list to set data type, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this case I'm trying to print Now what is that? I'll just show how S is stored in the memory. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So through indexing, this is the 0th position, this is the first position, this is the second position, this is third position, right? So S of 0 means S of 0 is what? In 0th position 1 is there. So if I try to print 1, it shows error, right? Because sets do not store, I mean, it can change the order the way they store. That's why indexing doesn't work in sets data type, and that's why it shows error. In the next example, we are going to see how to add elements. So here we have a variable s, which is set data type 1 2 3 4, and I am printing s. The same variable is being printed, but I want to add 50 and 60. So if you want to add more data or more elements into the variable of set data type, you have to use the function update function. So update function is an inbuilt function, you can directly use it, and you have to use it in after writing the function inside the parentheses. You have to pass the values. So in these values you have to pass it through square brackets. So here I'm using, we have to use square brackets, and that's the syntax. The syntax is you have to use square brackets and print s. So here we see 50 and 6 are added to the elements, or sorry, is added along with these elements in the s variable, which is of set data type. So that's how you add more data into sets. If you want to see how to remove set elements from the set, you have to use this function set, and inside the parentheses you can pass away the number or a string or whatever data you want to delete. So in this example, yes, I'm storing 1 2 3 4 and hello. It's of a string, so you can store any data inside. You can store float, int, unsigned, or negative numbers you can store. So when I print as 1 2 3 4, hello is printed. And when you store like this, the HELLO will be stored as one part, right? It won't be separated into each character saying H comma L, E comma L comma O. So when you enter a string as it is stored the same way in the memory also. Then in the next line I'm updating 50 and 60. So with the I'm printing s, and 1 2 3 4 50 hello 360. So here in this case you see the order is not maintained. So 50 and 60 should come like this, right? But see, sets do not maintain the order. In this case you see 50 is coming, then hello is coming, then 60 is coming. Then in order to remove a data, you have to use the function remove, and you can pass whatever the variable, or sorry, or it can be variable or it can be data which you want to delete. It can be anything you want to pass. You can pass it inside this parenthesis. So here I want to delete the data 50. So I want to delete this data 50, and I'm using the function remove function s dot remove. So s is the variable name of the set data type. So it is a variable name. Here see s dot remove 50 print s. So after printing, see 50 is removed, and in the next time I'm in the next statement I'm using s dot remove hello and trying to delete the string hello from the variable yes. And then if you after printing yes, you see the hello is also deleted. So for update, we use the update function, or to add more data you use the update function for set data type, and to remove data you use remove function for set data type. Now let's see the next second part of the set data type is a frozen set data type. And set is same as set data type, only thing is frozen set cannot be modified. So in this case I'm having a set data type, I'm converting it into a frozen set using the function frozen set, which is inbuilt function. And if I print s, see it's printing for frozen set 1 hello 3 4 2. See the order is not maintained, order not maintained. So order is not maintained. And when I try to update, if I want to add 10, or if you want to add more hello into it, it won't it will say here a frozen object has no attribute update. So frozen set is just like read only. You cannot select tuples. You cannot add or you cannot modify. You cannot remove anything. Once you declare it, it's done. So that's all about sets data type. Now let's move on to mappings data type. Mappings or dictionary is same. They're both same data types or same meaning. You can say mapping or dictionary. So what is it? We know that dictionaries are like you have a word and its corresponding meaning is there. So same way is there in Python also. So map represents or dictionary represents a group of elements in the form of keys and values. So in dictionary, the word is the key, right? So consider there's a word and its meaning, right? So this word is called the key and this meaning is called the value. So in dictionary there's a word and meaning. So with the key you can retrieve the data. So if we have this key you can get this data, right? And in the next example we'll see how to represent it. Keys and values is separated by colon, um, and every pair is separated by commas. All elements inside curly braces. We'll see that in the next slide. So just remember, dictionaries are nothing but think just of the dictionary. That's a word and a meaning, right? So dictionary is nothing but keys and values, pairs of keys and values. So here I am having an example where I'm storing a roll number space underscore name. So roll number and the corresponding name. Like in school, you have the roll number and name, right? So same way, the first part is roll numbers, name. You can use any variable X, Y, Z. I'm just for understanding. I put the variable as roll number name. So roll number 10 and the name is Rajini, 11 is Vijay, 12 is Ajay, 13 is Kamal. So here the roll number is in the dictionary name. So this is called the dictionary name. This is called the dictionary name, right? It's called the dictionary name. This is called dictionary name, and 10, 11, 12, 13 are keys. These are called keys, and Kamal, Rajini, Vijay, Aditya are values. These are called value. So 10 is the key, and if you want to retrieve the name Rajini, you got to use the key 10. In the next time we'll see how to retrieve these data. So okay, wait, I'll show you how to retrieve the data. I think I have in the next slide. Just a second. Okay. So we'll see the how to add data into dictionary. So we are already having a dictionary data type where all these values are stored. 10 and corresponding value is Rajini, 11 Vijay. So in this print statement, if the print is executed, you can see the print is showing the data inside it. And if you want to add one more roll number and name to it, all I have to do is roll number in square brackets. I write the key. So this 14 here, this 14 means the key. So variable key value. So key and it's equal to Dhanush. So print roll number space name, that is have modified or I have added or updated this data type or this variable, and after updating I'm printing the roll number name variable, and here I get the updated variable, right? That's how you add data into dictionary using the syntax variable key value. So this is the variable name, here is the key, because 13 is already there, we need 14, and that's Dhanush, and print roll number name, that's the variable. In next slide we'll see how to delete data. So if you see in sets you have to use update and remove function, but in the case of dictionaries you have to use the function del to delete, and if you want to add you have to use the syntax variable key and the value. So to delete it you can use the function del. So here I have a data type roll number name, and this is already stored in it, and now I'm updating. Okay, I'm adding the value XYZ and printing it. So if you see the update, after adding, this is the data that is stored in the data type in this set data type of variable roll number name, and I'm deleting the value which key is 15. So if you see, I have stored 15 as xyz, and del means delete roll number name of the value which has the key 15. So after the statement is executed and printing the statement, you see that xyz is not there. So this value is deleted using this function del. That is like syntax, it's like this is the syntax: del variable name and the key. So this is the syntax: delete data in dictionary data types. In the next, we'll see how to modify a data. So modify is same as adding a new data into the variable, just that here in this case I'm adding roll number name 15 xyz and I'm printing it. So after adding a new key and value, I'm getting this output, and after that I'm updating xyz. I want to update xyz to Dhanush, and if I want to update xyz to Dhanush, I have to use this syntax, which is same as adding a new one, right? I'm just updating roll number name variable and the key 15, which has to be updated, and I update or modify it to the name Dhanush and print roll number name. So that's what you see the output here. Now in the next slide, we'll see how to retrieve keys and values alone. Sometimes if you want to see only the keys, what are the keys that are stored, or sometimes you want to see only the values. So you want to see only this 10, 11, 12, 13, or you just want to see the names or whatever stored in the values part. So you have to use the function keys function or the values function. So if you want to just retrieve the keys, you can use roll number name dot keys or print roll number name dot values. So once this statement's executed, here you see the keys 10, 11, 12, 13, which are the keys in this variable roll number name, and dict values. As you see, it is the names or the values which are stored in here. So you have to use keys to get the keys from this data type, or you can use the values to get the values of this data type, which is roll number name. And also the keys can also be of string. So in this case, here ABC is the key and 10 is the value. It can also be strings. ABC both can be string, BCD. So both can be strings. So in this case, I'm printing name roll. So this is the opposite of the before's example. Name roll number ABC is the name and the corresponding roll number is 10. XYV is the name and corresponding roll number is 11. So which in this case is, this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. So print name roll number of this key ABC, I'm getting 10. So I'm passing the ABC, which is the key, and the corresponding value is 10. So that's all for this video, and the chapter 3 of this book is almost about to get over. Only one more topic left, that's called literals, and it's just theory topic and very small. And after this chapter is the chapter 4, which is operators in Python, like addition, multiplication, or modulus operations. So if you like this video, please subscribe and like. Do leave some comments if you want me to improve on something, or maybe if I'm talking fast, or maybe if my sound is low. Write it in the comments so that I can improve it in my next video. Alright, till then, bye.